Hello everyone, welcome back to Biophilia, your all-time study mate. Today we are going to continue with the last part of the chapter, that is about testes and ovaries. If you like this video and get some help, then don't forget to let us know by a like, share and subscribe to our amazing channel Biophilia. So in our today's video we are going to discuss about the glands that are called as gonads. So gonads जो होते हैं, these are two combinedly called, that is testes and ovaries when together, these are called as gonads. So testes will be present in male whereas ovaries are present in females. So these gonads are our today's discussion, and these gonads, first of all we will undergo the discussion with testes and then with the ovaries. So testes are going to be found in pairs, that means these are two in number, and these will be developing from the mesoderm, or development start हो जाएगा when there is embryo formation. So embryo के बाद जैसे जैसे organs develop होंगे, even this is going to be developing. Now once this is developing, what will happen, उसका जो initial location होगा, it is going to be in the abdominal cavity, whereas later on during the fetal stage as well. So specifically if you want to know, it is going to be the 7th month of the fetal life, यानी अभी तक वो birth नहीं हुआ है. So during the 7th month of fetal life there is going to be descent of the testes, और ये descent कहाँ से होगा, it is going to be from the abdominal cavity into a external pouch that is called as scrotal sac. So if you want to know more about the descent and when does it occur and how is it, you are going to understand in class 12 chapter, that is going to be human reproduction. So human reproduction जो chapter है, you can understand in detail regarding this chapter, and the link will be provided in the description box. You can surely go and check that out as well. So it will descend into the scrotal sac, and because in the scrotal sac, as you might have known, that it needs temperature that is lower than the body, then it can function. So for that reason it is going to descend into the scrotal sac, that is external pouch outside the body, and now it will start functioning as a primary sex organ as well as an endocrine gland. So as an endocrine gland we are studying in this chapter, whereas a primary sex organ in detail you will understand in the chapter of human reproduction. So as a primary sex organ, what is it going to do? It is going to have seminiferous tubules, which is going to be responsible for formation of the male gamete, that is the sperms. And since it is forming the male gamete, it is called as a primary sex organ. And now the second thing, seminiferous tubules एक part हो गया of the testis. Second part is going to be the leading cells or the interstitial cells. So these cells are going to be located between the spaces of the seminiferous tubule. So समझो ये एक cross section है, this is a TS section of testis. In this you are going to say, this is just an example for you to understand. अगर यहाँ पे seminiferous tubules है aligned, and in this in between somewhere you are going to find these leading cells all over. So this kind of structure is being found, that means between two tubules these cells are going to be present, and what are they going to do? These are going to produce the steroid hormones, and the steroid hormones majorly these are called as androgens, and in androgens the main androgen will be the testosterone, which is going to be studied as an endocrine hormone. So this endocrine hormone is our part to study in this chapter. So leading cells का function बहुत ज़्यादा discuss होगा in this chapter, whereas seminiferous tubules will be discussed in much detail in the class 12 chapter of human reproduction. So let us understand जो release हुआ है from the leading cells, what is its function. So function of testosterone is going to involve the development and maturation along with function of the accessory sex organs. So it might be the copulatory organ or the ducts or the glands which are going to help in the other secretions. So that development also needs to be regulated, and that is done by the androgen, that is testosterone. There will be regulation of development of male pattern of external genitalia before the birth. So you should understand from this that this the release of hormone From when is it going to occur? Release of hormone will start before birth, and since it is going to happen before birth, the male pattern genitalia will always develop, because as you know that the mother is female, right? Mother female hai, how is it she going to produce male genitalia in the birth? So because of that, you can understand that the release of hormone will start before birth, and that is going to help in development of the male pattern. Then there is going to be stimulation for the muscle growth, because as you know that boys are going to have much more muscle strength, and that is the reason of release of testosterone. So whenever you have heard about कि बॉडी बिल्डिंग के टाइम पे या wrestling के टाइम पे people take injections, these injections might be the testosterone injections or androgens or steroid hormones. So these steroid injections are nothing but for maintaining the muscular growth. So this muscular growth function is very much exploited, so that they can have much more strength in their muscles, they can lift heavy materials, and all such things can be done because of steroid hormones. So not only in humans, it is always done in humans who are under competition. So it might be any sort of running competition, ya dard ward bhagana hai, all such things. Or even it can happen in horse racing. So horse racing also, there can be practice of illegal steroid hormones given to the animal or to the humans, because of which the functions can be related to muscular growth, or it can be as a steroid hormone. Not only testosterone, steroids are others as well, as you have seen in the adrenal gland. Adrenal gland, maybe there was steroid hormone production, so such can be also exploited. So one of the exploitment can be done with testosterone as well. So next function of testosterone is going to be the stimulation of secondary sexual characters. That is how the facial hair of the man will grow, how the axillary hair, the low pitch of voice, because the voice of male and female differ. So this difference is going to be because of the hormonal changes that happens in the person. It will also act on the CNS, and it will influence the male habits, the male behavior. It will also stimulate the process of spermatogenesis. What is spermatogenesis? Break the word spermato, that is sperm or the male gamete. So this male gamete, that is being genesis, that is male formation. So male gamete formation or sperm formation is the spermatogenesis, and the hormones that are produced anabolic, that is they are synthetically formed. They can also have effects on the protein and carbohydrate metabolism, because in a way it is going to be a steroid hormone. So steroid hormone you are going to know from the adrenal gland कि वहाँ से भी steroid hormones release होते हैं that function onto the protein and carbohydrate metabolism. So what will happen if there is some changes that occurs in the release of hormone? So testosterone, if it is failed to release, अगर वो release नहीं हो पा रहा है in someone's body, what can happen? There can be failure of testosterone leading to euchrotism, which is going to be that the secondary sexual organs such as prostate gland or seminal vesicles or penis, these will remain infertile and smaller in size, because as you know testosterone is going to have a function of the development and the maintenance of everything, that is the accessory sex organs. So if the testosterone hormone is not released, it is going to be hampering on the development of these secondary sexual organs, and because of that they will be remaining in smaller size, as well as they will fail to function. Even testosterone has different functions of developing the male characteristics, such as the hair growth, that is beard, mustaches, low pitch voice. ये सब भी develop नहीं हो पाएगा because hormone has not been released. So because of that the person will not look or will not speak or have the characteristics of a man that normally others have. So that is going to occur because of the decreased or no formation of testosterone. Second can happen, that is gynecomalacia, which is development of breast in males. So there is no development in males, but because of the the occurrence of low androgen or more number of estrogen being produced. Because of that imbalance, there is going to be this condition that can be seen in the hormonal disturbances. So if there is going to be imbalance, तो imbalance क्यों हो रहा है? Because normally in both the genders body there is going to be formation of estrogen as well as testosterone. अब दोनों का formation हो रहा है, but in females there is going to be more amount of estrogen, whereas the testosterone level will be low, right? So if this is occurring, this is a normal female. And normal male कैसा होगा? Normal male is going to have some amount of very low amount of estrogen, and it will have more amount of testosterone. Because of that, more amount of testosterone is leading to the characteristics of male, and more estrogen leading to characteristics of female. Now by chance what will happen in the case of normal male? अगर estrogen का level बढ़ जाता है या फिर testosterone का level कम हो जाता है, what will happen? The characteristics of a normal male will not be produced, and because of that there can be neonatal period जहाँ पे या फिर during the puberty, because testosterone release will start before the birth, that is neonatal period. And after puberty, once the hormones have reached to their maturity, if during that time also if there is some hormonal imbalance, there can be leading to gynecomalacia, which can be occurring because of two reasons. As I told you, there can be temporary increase in the estrogen, or there can be decrease in the testosterone, that will lead to the condition of development of breast in males. So these are the two conditions that can occur when there is going to be imbalance of testosterone release. The third thing can be the castration. So third reason है why the testosterone will decrease. It will decrease because of castration. And what is castration? Castration means it is removal of testis. So if testis is removed, what will happen? There is no leading cells. Leading cells नहीं है. That means what will happen? There is going to be no testosterone formation, and once there is no testosterone formation, all the functions of this hormone will fail to appear, and because of that there is going to be retention of high pitched juvenile voice in the males. So this thing can also be seen in the case of orchestra players, who males who undergo orchestra, those who are not under training but still, or other band people also, they can have some hormonal imbalance, and because of that some people might have the female type voice or high pitch voice seen in the case of males. So these are the three disorders that can be seen in the case of disturbances in the testosterone release. Now we undergo the second gonad, that is the ovaries. So ovaries, as we all know, it is going to be a female part, and it is also going to be occurring in a pair located in the abdominal cavity. जैसे testis का descent होता है, वैसे ovaries का कोई change नहीं होगा. It will be present as it was being developed. Now the ovaries is going to be called as a primary sex organ when it is going to produce a ovum, that is nothing but the egg, or you can call it as a female gamete. So if the female gamete is produced during each menstrual cycle, it is called as a primary sex organ. If it is releasing hormones, that is estrogen and progesterone, it will be called as a secondary sex organ. So the estrogen, once it is synthesized by the growing ovarian follicles, it is going to have some effects onto the body. Even when progesterone will be secreted by the corpus luteum, it will have its own other differences. So let us understand about what these hormones are going to do in the female's body. So estrogen is when released by the growing ovarian follicles. Specifically, you can call it as the Graafian follicle. Then during that time, when the estrogen levels are at their maximum concentration, when is that case? It is during the puberty. During that time, the maximum concentration will be reaching, because there will be maturation. That will be the time when the complete development of the gonad is going to occur, or specifically you can call it as ovaries will be growing up, and because of that there is going to be rise in estrogen levels. And once this estrogen level rises, during that time you will start menstrual cycles, and during that time it will show cyclic rise and fall during the each cycle of the monthly period. And as soon as there is going to be this hormone releasing, what will happen, there is going to be full growth and full functioning of the female sex organs, and these organs will be developed, and everything will be seeming to be changing in the female's body. There might be, growing ovarian follicles, and because of growing ovarian follicles, after the differentiation and the release of the ova from the ovary, that is ovulation will occur. Ovulation होने के बाद there is going to be fertilization नहीं होगा after the first ovulation, and because of that the menstrual cycle will start. And once this is going to happen, what is going to happen, as the menstrual cycle starts, even the body is going to show some changes in its external appearance. जैसे external appearance जो changes होने वाले हैं, that is going to be called as the female secondary sexual characters. और ये कैसे characters होते हैं, these are going to be the characters of high pitch voice, and because of high pitch voice in females and low pitch voice in males, you can differentiate by the voice as well. There can be development of breasts, and there is going to be female pattern of body hair. There is going to be body contours, that is broadening of pelvis, so that the female in future can bear a child, and for that reason broadening of the pelvis will occur. Then there is going to be fat deposition in the thighs and hips, and because of that reason the body structure of females is going to be different than the case of males. And even the female sexual behavior will also be controlled because of the release of estrogen. So these are the functions of estrogen that is going to occur, or these are the changes that occurs because of the release of estrogen. Now about progesterone, which is secreted by the corpus luteum. So once there is going to be ovulation, after ovulation, once the follicles have been degenerating, during that time when the follicles will be undergoing changes, the formation of corpus luteum will be done. And once the corpus luteum has been completed, there is going to be a hormone release, that is progesterone will start to release. And once progesterone is secreted, it is going to support pregnancy. And support pregnancy in what sort, there is going to be temporary changes in the endometrial lining of the uterus. वहाँ पे blood lining deposit होगी, blood और muscles का पूरा thick layer form हो जाएगा, so that there can be embedding of the embed हो सकता है, there will be embedding of the zygote, and for that reason there is going to be endometrial lining changes. There is also going to be mammillary gland changes. There will be stimulation of formation of alveoli, that is going to be the sac, alveolar sac, which is going to produce milk, and that is all because of the hormone release, that is progesterone. Then there is going to be relaxin hormone, which is again released by the corpus luteum, and at the end of the pregnancy it is released, so that the ligaments of pelvis as well as cervix, they can undergo relaxation during the childbirth or even during the pregnancy, because there should not be premature born. अगर ये contraction शुरू हो जाएगा, relaxin hormone release नहीं होगा, what will happen, there will be premature birth, and to avoid premature birth there is going to be very much importance of the relaxin hormone, so that the muscles of the uterus or muscles of cervix and other pelvic region muscles should not contract and cause disturbances during the gestation period. So for that reason also this hormone is going to be providing a lot more functions. So that was all about the functions of the hormones released by ovary. Because ovary के बारे में we were here just learning about the endocrine function. The other function that is regarding the primary sex organ will, as I told you, in testis, that is going to be studied in class 12 in detail. If you want to know about it right now, you can go and click onto the description box and you will get the links about that as well. So that was all about for this chapter as well as for this video. And with this, if you like this chapter, if you got some help to understand it in a much more better way, then don't forget to like, share and subscribe to our amazing channel. We will be back soon with the next chapter that will help you to be growing up with your marks. And till then, bye bye everyone. Thank you.